Yes, yes, yes. Just come down with the volume a little bit, D. Just a little bit. Yeah, man. We having spliff talk today with my brother and D. Y'all hear me talk about D a lot. Say what's up, D.
What's up? What's up?
You won't hear him in the background comment. You know what I mean? I was just cool with my brother, man. We sitting here just burning local ganja and talking, but I said I won't really do no posters when we burning ganja. But, you know, we was in some deep conversation, so I figured, you know, fuck it, man. We just gonna let it be like it be on some real shit. Good evening, and how you doing? Good afternoon, how you doing, America? You know, and particularly Black America, home and abroad, who's here in America, and more specifically, foundational Black Americans. I'd like to say good afternoon. This is Black Issues, and you're with Shaka Ben Judah. And I have a guest today. As you can see, I'm not in my normal setting. I know that, you know, it's a little grainy. I hope you guys can see me okay. You know what I mean? I'm at my man D house. You know what I mean? He in the background gagging right now. Excuse me. We're just doing everyday things. This is how we do every day. I'm trying to get some lighting, natural lighting. I don't want it to be too much lighting, you know. And we're just kicking it, man. You know what I mean? We were just talking about some real deep shit, man, you know. And we were basically talking about, what were we talking about, D? How America's abusive, we're an abusive relationship.
With the economics and the businesses in our neighborhoods. We were talking about the Asians and all that.
And the Asians. But the last thing we was talking about is Black people. And how we like a abusive bitch. And America, the white dominant society, is a wicked ass abusive boyfriend. You know? And we tend to always seem to go back to him. You know, he'll buy us some little trinkets and shit. Come home, you know what I mean? Fuck us good, eat the poom poom, you know what I mean? And then convince us, you know what I mean, to come back and be with him. And, you know, we act some dummies, we'll come back and be with him, you know what I mean? Then he'll smack our heads up again, and you know, they say no, then he go to jail. Then he come begging us, you know, to come help him out, you know. In jail, we talking about in terms of Black people and as the abusive bitch, and as the boyfriend being the abusive boyfriend, the jail is them not being in the White House, you know. And then they'll come and beg us, you know, to come and bail them out, you know. And we like old dumbass bitch. Yeah, I'll be there. We gonna bail you out. I'll be there. We gonna bail you out. And we go and we, you know, bail out, which is the polls. And we go to the polls and, you know what I mean? And we bail his ass out, you know what I mean? And then he get out, and then what he do again? Smack us up again and abuse us and just treat us like some shit. You know what I mean? But yet we sat there and we took that abuse and forgave him and got him out of jail, which is, you know, by way of going to the polls and voting, and then put him in the White House, back in the position of power. They just give us a whole lot more benign neglect. I mean, we were saying so much more to it, you know what I mean? And D, you can interject anytime, man, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we were just kicking it about how the whole situation occurred with this whole situation that we're in now, with this whole Asian propaganda bullshit, just trying to lift every fake voice, which is Latinos over America, over Black America, lift every voice. Just say lift every Latino over Black Americans.
They lift everybody over Black Americans.
My man D said, if y'all ain't hear me, he said they lift everybody over Black Americans. And they do. And we were talking about how it all started and where it all come from, you know what I mean? And basically, I was showing him how it began, you know, back during, you know, the Lyndon B. Johnson area, when they came out with that, I guess it was just basically a new agenda to focus the attention off of black people onto Latinos and Pacifics and Asian Americans. And to take the whole agenda off, because see, it was too much going on, it was too much momentum with black people. See, we had a lot of momentum back in the 60s to get reparations. We was dead on it. And we let Lyndon B. Johnson and them change that shit and send it somewhere else and take our momentum and put it in favor of Asians and Latinos. And in that memorandum that they got, it was basically, you see, and it goes back further. We were talking about slaves.
Yeah. Sharecropping.
We were talking about, yeah, we were talking about how, you know, it all started, our conversation started off of how, when we were talking about how motherfucking slave masters got reparations.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, the government gave reparations.
The government of the United States gave for all you who had your head in the sand and listen to everything dumbass white society tell you. Well, yes, the slave masters, the ones who had your brothers and sisters enslaved, got reparations after slavery. And so after that happened, you know, not only did they see, they always get memorandums. The government always have agendas and memorandums for the dominant society to be able to get back on top. See, because the slave masters were crying, oh, we don't have anybody to crop our land. We're losing money, overgrowth. I mean, I haven't made any money to take to the market. And, you know, since this a free slave, we have nobody to work the land and all that. Because, see, white people know how to do shit because everybody slaved and did everything for them. So they had no skill set at all. So, and not only that, they white asses weren't going out in that sun and dying because their asses wouldn't make it out that sun. That summer alone, they all would have died from damn skin cancer, if nothing else. So let's just keep it real. So the government gave them reparations. Not only did they give them reparations, they gave them a memorandum. What was that memorandum? That memorandum was, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get you some more workers back on your daggone fields. How you going to do that? Well, it's a thing called sharecropping. You just got to convince your old slaves to come back and sharecrop with you, because there's plenty of them around there somewhere, running around there. They ain't gone far, they ain't got nowhere to go. Half of them still sitting down there on the damn land with you. Just tell them that you're going to sharecrop the land. Partnership. 50-50. All in all, you're not going to give them shit, but you know what I'm saying. And how you going to deal with the people getting in the uproar, you're going to have your own police. Thus, Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean? So, the slave masters basically went and convinced dumbass niggas to come and sharecrop on their land and, you know. Now, what we gonna do? You're not a slave, you see. You's a sharecropper. See, what we do, we gonna share the wealth now, see. Because you's a free man. See, the Emancipation Proclamation, it freed you. So therefore, you ain't got to worry about being treated like no Dakota. It's illegal for us to beat you and treat you or put you in any type of chains or sick any dogs or anything on you, rape your women like we've been doing. All that shit, all that there is illegal now. You's a sharecropper and we's the partners now. So that means, what? See now, well, why ain't work? Because I's got to take the food to the market. That's why I'm not out there in the land working. Yous know how to work the land. Yous get to eat just like we eat up here in the big house. And, you know, matter of fact, we're going to build us a big table so at the end of the day we all sit down, we make us a meal, we eat and everything. We're going to be partners. We're going to share the land. See, now being though y'all already know how to work the land, you just go on around out yonder and y'all work that land. And y'all go ahead and y'all get that land going. So that when you get your daggone crops, that your eyes take the crops to the market. And that way, see, because they're not going to buy for you because you's black. And they go, I'm a white man. So they're going to deal with me. They're not going to deal with you, see. You know, ain't no white man going to buy for no Negro. Now, let's just be plain and simple about it. So I's gonna be the one that's representing you as a partner. I take the food to the market. Now ain't none of them niggas got no education. They don't know what costs what and how much they're gonna get for this and that and the other. There's only a few of them that's gonna know. And that nigga that's gonna be talking up, you're gonna see him disappear in a day or so. So anyway, Niggas go ahead along with it. You know? They sharecrop, rob them, don't give them shit. Still treat them like slaves, still beating the Ku Klux Klan, basically policing their asses. You know? It's always a memorandum they have to keep black people down. It's never a time that the government is ever doing anything in your favor. I had white and black ask me, well, is there a president in the United States that y'all can excuse me because I got smoked spliff on this one. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. I didn't want to do no post burning no guns there, but this has been a stressful day. So if I burn a spliff today, it's the last cigar, no. So I'm a Rasta man, so forgive God for putting the herb on earth to give me the heights. So anyway, as we were saying, it's never nothing happenstance. Everything that goes on in this country that is a negative for black people, trust and believe there is a memorandum that has been set aside, that has been written by the United Snakes of, or should I say the Divided Snakes of America, that has been put out to be used as a guide and how to handle we. And for those who understand what I just said, how to handle us black people. You always got that. Now jumping from us abusive bitches, because we know what the abusive bitch, black people. We just call yourself an abusive bitch. That's what you are. Every time you allow these coon Clyburns and all these I shed my blood and Selma bullshitters tell you to go vote for absolutely nothing, you are a goddamn fool. Everybody else is getting shit off of your shit, and you ain't getting shit. And what kind of fucking idiot are you? Everybody else, when they and we're gonna talk about these daggone protesters and shit, black people that we are supposed to be. We're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about that. But why do we keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe? Why we keep being there? Because the nigga fuck us good and eat the pussy. Why we go back to this nigga? I mean, there's a lot of dicks in the world. Fuck it. Or how about being celibate and just doing for self? See, right now, black people need to be celibate from that nigga named white society that keeps fucking us and fucking us over. Any fool that tell you, oh, it's our life is dependent on it to vote, and we don't vote our life, and listen to these assholes, listen to these fucking idiots. How your life dependent on it? I'm still sitting here living. If I'm down this far for my own cause, it'll be not taking care of myself like I should or whatever. Ain't by no goddamn silly ass white people are voting for they dumb asses. How many of you all died since the election, since your life is dependent on it? Some old Mammy Sanders, I think your dumb ass is still out there in the bottom of the White House somewhere. A lot of y'all still there. I don't know all your damn coon ass names, but you know who I'm talking about. Cortez. What's that senator in South Carolina name? Look like that Fat Albert character.
I know you talking about. I forgot his name. I know.
A black coon.
Yeah.
Oh. And before we get to the second part of the memorandum that led to where we're at right now, because see, I done took you already from where the slaves memorandum came out from the U.S. government, you know what I mean, to show them, okay, after we give you these reparations, now, this is how you're going to get back on top. You're going to share crop and get them niggas to work your land, and that's how we're going to do this, because we're going to still need your agriculture to help us out with our industrialism that's going on up here. You see, it's all hand in hand. See, that's all the fucking whole shit was about. It was about motherfucking money. It's about the agriculture and industrialism saying the same, working too, to make America that goddamn strong motherfucker. Off the backs of you black fucking fools who continue to goddamn vote for Zaddy, who say he love you, lift you up good and give you a couple of trinkets and take you out, you know. Go eat a nice little lobster dinner. Eat a couple of cocktails and shit, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Might even go buy you a little trinket or two, you know. And you dumb motherfuckers fall right back into it because he fucked you good that night, ate you good.
And he pulled the biggest trick of all time with his vice president. That was his trump card for it.
No. I'm gonna tell you about it. Let's talk about it in hood terms. See, the biggest trick he pulled with the vice president was how a nigga convinced another. Oh boy, y'all motherfuckers, y'all really get this work today. The trick with the vice president is how y'all motherfuckers who's married and got bored with your little boring ass wives, or your girlfriend who's that dumb bitch, or probably just that open bitch. You didn't know it. And you convinced her to let you bring another bitch into the house. That's how all you Negroes was with Kamala Harris. And you know what? A lot of you bitches found out you were lesbians because you were so too willing to let that bitch in your bed. What has your licky license owner lesbian friend who your husband allowed to get in the bed with you? See, your husband is, you know, Papa Joe because he represents America. Or shall we say Jim Crow Joe. See, because remember now, we are the abusive bitch, remember? So we're the ones married to this motherfucker. Let's not get it fucked up. Now we're gonna let this nigga bring this lesbian bitch or bring this bitch in the bed. Now, and she got a liquor license. Now y'all got your girlfriend in the house with your husband. Or your husband's girlfriend in the house with you. And she dissing you like she the main bitch and you ain't shit. Ain't getting y'all niggas nothing. A ski! Bitches marching down the street.
That's literally all
Y'all bitches marching down the street.
That shit. She went back to
Deltas and who else? I don't even know all them damn stupid ass, phony ass Greek white men sorority and fraternities. Y'all put on your little colors and went marching down the street. Where your quiet asses at now?
I don't hear not a ski or we.
I don't hear a ski. What? Oh, we. I don't hear a ski or a we.
No.
What they at, D? Talk about it for a minute. Let me like my split. Talk about it, D. Nah, talk, D, man.
Nah, I'm just agreeing with you. You know, Biden and Kamala supporters have been quiet for a hot minute. They don't come out. It's like they just shut up online. I don't see that's my president, that's my first lady post.
Cut him down a little bit, D.
I don't see none
Just
of
one
that
level.
shit.
I want them to hear you.
I really
That's
don't
good.
see none of that. So I'm like, we're all well shit we always say like we haven't got nothing from it. He already said it, and y'all still voted for him. Soon as he said that, y'all should have dipped on Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Soon as he said that, he's not gonna do anything.
Now he in jail. Remember, he in jail. Cause they ain't had the White House nor the Senate. Now he begging his bitches, us, black, particularly foundational black Americans, not none of you motherfucking immigrants, even though you probably voted for them because you know that it benefits you. Black, Latino, Asian, immigrants. See, a lot of our own, they got us so twisted up in the game, they got a lot of our own going against us. We got so many black honorary white supremacists and damn white people, this don't make no sense. You probably got more just as equal black honorary white people you have honorary Anglo-Saxon Latinos. Which brings me to my next point. How come we don't hear nothing about that Anglo-Saxon Latino over there in LA that done shot up a few Asians and killed a few Asian people and shot a few Asian people up just this weekend past? Why we don't see that on the news? Why we ain't hearing nothing about that? Oh, y'all know? Oh, we'll go and Google it. You know, stop looking at dumbass local news all the time. Only look at it just to see what the fuck's going on and then don't look at that shit for no face value. Look at what the bullshit they trying to tell you. Go to your black media. You know what I mean? Google got the shit. They ain't gonna tell you unless you ask them. You know, you go to Google News. They ain't gonna tell you. You know what they had on Google News for me today? Chad Ochocinco is gonna fight on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather fighting some bum ass nigga I ain't never even heard of.
Alright, word.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather fight some bum nigga and Ocho supposed to be on the undercard. So that's what you're gonna get from Google in the morning. You're not gonna get Latino, Anglo-Saxon shoots the fuck up out of the damn Asian Americans. And you're not gonna get that. So you Google that and it'll come up, then it'll tell you about what's going on. See, they wanna quiet that up though. You see, you know why? Because my man D said it best. Because see, he don't fit the narrative of the propaganda that's going on with this bullshit. See, he's not only Latino, but he's an Anglo-Saxon looking Latino. So that's not good publicity for the white society. So they can't put that out there. If they do, it's going to be word of mouth like I'm telling some of you late ass niggas right now. It's sad what's going on out here, man. They sitting here pushing their fucking fake ass agenda. You had a motherfucker Mideast Asian, you had a Mideast Anglo-Saxon, went to the nail shop and killed up a bunch of goddamn Asians, shot them up, and talking about, oh, but it wasn't a hate crime, you know, it wasn't a hate crime. No. It wasn't a hate crime. That man was mentally challenged. He was mentally ill. He was having a bad morning. That man was having a bad morning, I'm telling you. He was mentally challenged. Now, don't you dare say that man was a hate crime. He hated Asian people. No, he just woke up. He hadn't had his meds. And he went out there and he shot his people because he was sick. He was something wrong with him. Miss me with that bullshit. He doesn't fit the narrative like my man D said earlier. And so, if you ain't black with a red or pink baseball cap on or some dark shit, or like Tariq Nasheed said, dressed up like, you shaft, sucker! And you gonna go and kick a motherfucker down. No, you push him down first, then you do the Hulk Hogan. You do the Hulk Hogan stomp on him and shit. And then you make sure you look in the goddamn camera. Look right in it. You know, look straight in the camera. You gotta make sure. Look, most of them walk off, they be walking off looking like this. Look, D, look. They be walking off doing like this here. Mm-hmm. Oh, they know. Mm-hmm. You see pure face. Mm-hmm. Why everybody, they say, be sure you walk off now. You look kind of upward so we can get an angle at your face. That way, our people won't shoot and kill you. They'll know you're one of ours. They'll just apprehend you. But we'll take you somewhere and put you in the quiet dungeon for a while and let it die down, and then we'll let you out. Now, I want to ask you all a question. Out of all these Asian people who've been beat down or so-called pushed down and stomped on, and black people got hate crimes for that, if they sneezed at an Asian, a hate crime, nigga. How dare you? You sneeze corona on him. No, lock him up with a hate crime. How come y'all don't hear about none of these cases of these guys beating up these people? They all done got quiet. There's been several cases of black people supposedly kicking and beating. We don't hear nothing about it. You don't hear about the sentencing. You don't hear about no damn trial. You don't hear about nothing. You know why? Because it was all a Hollywood act with piss poor actors. Mostly homeless people and mentally challenged black folk. You know? Now you be sure you say it like Willie Waymore. Get out of my face, sucker! You jive turkey! Come on, who talks like that anymore? So we don't hear about this Anglo-Latino just this weekend past, shot up all them Asian people out there in LA. We don't hear about it. My brother Tariq had to, inform us, and I appreciate brother Tariq, and I hope one day we can have a forum together, man, because it's brothers like you and Professor Black, you know what I mean, and what's the other one, D? It's Black Truth, Vicky Dillard, all y'all, man. I'm right here with the homeboy Paul Anderson. I'm in DC. So, you know.
Yeah, you shut them off.
Yeah, man.
Right,
yeah, man. All those brothers like that, man.
Oh,
TD Hip Hop, all them cats. Man, I respect these cats. There's cats like y'all that say, you know what? I got to do this thing here from DC on the serious level, just like this on a weekly basis. I'm trying to drop more than one a week, but one a week I feel sufficient as long as I just, you know, keep up on the agendas and let y'all know how that agenda affect us over here in the East Coast and DC. You dig what I'm saying?
What bullshit they dropped on us the past week.
What bullshit they dropped on us the past week. And because see, we'll know about legislating and laws way before y'all motherfuckers know about. You know what I mean? We're in the city that makes the laws and legislate. We're in the city that make your motherfucking money while you bullshitting. You know what I mean? The Bureau of Engraving and the goddamn Capitol is right downtown, you know what I mean, where they insurrect. And how many of them motherfuckers you hear about? They quality showing about. They bring one or two up. All they want to bring up is the one who was doing the real whack shit, you know? They wanted to find somebody to put the death on that police. They couldn't charge them people now. They can't charge the people for the death of that police because he died. There's nothing that them people did. It was just his time. Rastafari. You know what I mean? So
I wonder how accurate that is.
Even though they were fucked up and wrong what they were doing, I say foul if you try to charge them for that man's death. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's supposed to be law. If they had a hand in that man dying, then you can charge them people. But if they didn't have a hand in that man dying, you can't charge them people. I'm a man of just. I ain't give a fuck about how ill and racist they was. Charge them silly ass white people for what the fuck they supposed to be charged for. And that's it. You know what I mean? And which brings me to another subject, you know what I mean? All this bullshit, black and brown Latino coalition and shit. I'm gonna stay on that shit. I'm gonna stay on that shit. Because as you see, it was a Latino, white Anglo-Saxon that killed these Asian people out there in LA. And shot these Asian people in LA just this weekend. Why aren't there any people in protest about this? I don't even see any Asian people in protest about this. You know why? But let me get y'all straight on something, man. Today is the day of this. We're gonna get the language straight today. You know, you heard that before from somebody, Dr. King. You know what I mean? Well, we're gonna get the language straight today. And the language we getting straight today is, you know, we're tired of you all trying to act like when things are in coalition, they ain't, but things that is, it's not, or things that is, or things that are supposed to be in coalition, it's not, but things that are supposed to be in coalition, they are, but things, you know, that are in coalition, they're not. You know what I mean? No, because, and before I say that again, because I'm mixing myself up, so I'm gonna get to my point. The coalition is not black and brown coalition, y'all. Let's just get it straight. Black people and Latino people, there's no coalition there. Because Latino people was part of that memorandum. Here's the second part now. And which is still on subject of what I'm talking about. That memorandum that was given out, the second part, was by Lyndon B. It was given out, written by the White House staff, Lyndon B. Johnson. This is when the conversation was strong on Black America, right after they killed King. You know, right after the Holy Week when niggas was putting their work, killing white people, beating white people, burning down their home, doing all, you know, niggas was doing some wild shit, snipering, shooting police, killing police. There's a lot of shit that was going on. Y'all do the real history of when King got killed. They want you to see, this is what they tell you. Don't never listen to what white people say. Anything white people tell you, always think opposite of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They always want to tell you their narratives and their lies. They want you to think that only black neighborhoods got burnt up and they just tore up your own neighborhoods. No. We went into your neighborhoods. We started sniping white people. We started beating the shit out of white people. White people were scared to leave their fucking homes. They had National Guards, had to leave now. National Guards was running like chicken with their neck cut off. They didn't know they were going to go downtown or go up to the damn white neighborhoods because niggas was going in, okay? Niggas was going in, all right? Simple as that, all right? And white people took a big loss during Holy Week in April when I talked about that in my first post. when my first post, you go back and you'll see it was called Violent Week, White Supremacist Commemoration of Violent Weekend. You know what I mean? Towards Black Americans, particularly, foundational Black Americans. Go back and look at that post that I posted, and you will see more in depth where I spoke about what was happening that weekend and the significance of that weekend. You know what I mean? And these white people, April is like an L month for them. And then they're going to turn around and take another L with the George Floyd trial. And hooray to that too, man. I ain't spoke on that. Hooray to, that, you know what I mean? I'm glad that happened. It's about time we black people get a win. That's been our first win since OJ, you know what I'm saying? And, too far and too few. And you white folks know it. That's why you go such in the uproar when we do get a win or an inkling of a win. And you make sure that wins that are probable for us, that we should get. That's why you go into such an uproar and make sure that you illegally make sure that we don't get these wins by means of doing all kind of bamboozling to the government, so-called bullshit judicial system. So, and once again, white people like that, you know what I mean? If you ain't about trying to solve the problem, then you are the problem. You know what I mean? And so the memorandum that was given out was talking about in specifics that how the conversation is too much on blacks. And now that they killed King, they knew that the conversation of reparations was going to get even stronger because, see, they knew at the end, what you heard me say earlier, King got the language straight before that night, the next day, I think, or so, that he got killed. That was his last speech, but he said, we're going to get the language straight tonight, And the language that he got straight was King talking about economics. See, they realized King and Malcolm was starting to understand one another and not let America have them at odds, regardless of what or whose infidelity or whatever. Because they love to bring out a certain one of theirs infidelity. And I'm not going to say which one of them it was, because you don't know, then you just don't know. That you got to go study for yourself. I know, but I still don't mark him with that infidelity because, you know what I mean, this was a man that was always on the road, away from his wife a lot, and, he didn't know he was going to die the next day. Always surrounded by beautiful women. A man will be a man. And it doesn't take away from his works. Look at the man's works. Don't look at that flesh, that man, that flesh, that which is weak of things of this earth. We all strive for strength spiritually in the name of the Most High. But yet we're weak. This is why we grow nigh and we try to stay nigh to Him. We try to stay nigh to the Most High and to our spirits and our strength that's in us through the ancestors so that we won't grow weak. But it's there because it's human. So we're going to get the language straight tonight. They put the focus on Pacific Asians and they put the focus on Latino people and Asian American, Asian people, period. Back during the Lyndon B's days. A memorandum came out to the White House. You could Google it and say, I would like to read the memorandum about, the Lyndon. I want to read the memorandum that changed the focus off of black people during the 1968 riots from the White House memorandum that was given to Lyndon B. Johnson, which changed the focus off of black people towards Pacific Asian Islanders and Asians and Latino people. Now, right there, I just told you your coalition. I just told you your coalition. Your coalition is not black and brown. Your coalition is yellow and brown. Or shall I say beige? Your coalition has nothing to do with black people, period. And Latino people. Damn sure Asians. We can't have a coalition with Asian people when we're their financial goddamn lifeline. This is when they start putting these people over top of black people. See, this is when the black and mom and pop shops start disappearing. I remember they were black and mom and pop shops. I used to go to them and get my little Big Buddy bubble gums and, my Red Hots and shit. They were black and brown. I'm talking when I was up here in DC as a child, when my parents got divorced and sentenced to South Carolina for 5.5 years, it was all black. There wasn't no brown, it was just black. And when they came out with that memorandum back in '68, you saw the change start happening around the 70s. We still had a stronghold all the way up to about, I'll say, the late 70s. And that's when you start noticing the black mom and pop shops starting to disappear. And who were taking over these shops? They were Asians and Latino people. Because that's who the focus was on. See, they wanted to take the talk away from black people because the talk was getting too strong for black people getting reparations. And legally, they would have had to have done it. Like, legally, they still need to do it, and they have to do it eventually. Because when you owe the debt, you have to pay it. And America owes that debt to black American people, Aboriginal descent or either by descent of slaves. Nobody else. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Latino man, you cannot be in our reparations. You were not a slave. You were not a fucking Aboriginal person of this land. Your Mongolian looking type was not over here. The people that were in your land, Latino people, and we're going to get in that a little bit, were black people. As a matter of fact, in all of y'all land, the whole world was black. This is why most of you people of your lands don't want to go and dig, because the deeper you dig, the blacker your history starts to get. All of y'all. Yes, you too, Mr. Asian man. Why do you think, like I told my man D earlier, why do you think we black people are known as the Asiatic descent? We are Asian minor and major. Because we are the Asiatic descent. The black man is the Asiatic descent. And when you look in Asian culture, and when you start to dig deep, you will start to know and see that it started off with black people. The whole world did. This is why the world hates you black people. Now we're talking to all of us now. We're talking to black people all over the world. We ain't just talking to Foundation of Black America. Because we all get the same fucking hate from every goddamn body. People hate us for no fucking reason. Because we're black. And because they know their descent. And when they start to dig, your Arguellas and all that, black as hell. What that dumbass Cortez bitch say? 1 minute, I'm not black. No, I'm not black. What is black? Define black. Then the next minute she said, I'm out. I mean, well, you know, my Arguella, she is black. I mean, you know, my black heritage, bitch, make up your mind. But I'm gonna make it up for you. You're black. Your Arguella was black, that means your grandpappy was black. That means his grandpappy, that means her Arguella was black. Start going back and watch how black they get. This is why the world hates you black people. Back to the memorandum. So around the late 70s, you start noticing the mom and pop shops disappearing, right, D? All over, even in the Carolinas, everywhere. Asians and Latinos start popping up out of nowhere. I mean, I lived in South Carolina for 5.5 years. My mama shipped us down there around 1971, and we came back the summer of 1976 to DC. I don't remember seeing no motherfucking Asians down there. Matter of fact, the only motherfucking Asian I saw down there is when we rolled down there in Dillon, South Carolina, and saw that big ass Pedro statue down there off of 95. That's the only motherfucking Latino I see. And that's probably like a little Latino land. I ain't never seen no Latinos down there. Now I'm sure they were here and there, because I had some country aunts that had a couple of children, you know what I mean, that had Latin fathers, and you know, but you know, so I'm sure they popped little spriggets. There wasn't no major Asian community in no damn South Carolina. I know that for a motherfucking fact. Not no goddamn 70s. I was in South Carolina from the goddamn early 70s to the mid, so you ain't gonna tell me goddamn different. I know, goddamn it. I roll all around that motherfucker with Eloise Purvis. Going to missionary meetings and church meetings and church this turnouts and all this and that and other. I used to love to ride my grandma going to church. I used to have fun. Meeting other children and playing. And none of them children was goddamn Latino. Might have seen a half-breed or two. Mulatto or two. Never no goddamn Latino. Damn sure wasn't no Chinese. This is how, that memorandum worked these motherfuckers over y'all. You know? Your mom and pop shops start disappearing. And all of a sudden you start seeing Latino people out of nowhere. And then later on in about the early mid 80s, now you start seeing a fluctuation of Asians. You always had that one or two Asian restaurant in the major cities in the South, not no damn little cities. I don't know if they. How long you remember? You about 15 years my junior. How long you remember seeing an Asian restaurant down in Greensboro? Have you remember seeing one all your life?
Not until I got to. My mother was different. She ate a lot of. So I would say around 7 to 8. That's like 87, 88.
So around 87, 88. That's when you start seeing it, and that's around the time I'm talking about.
That I remember.
That you remember.
Taking notice. I'm probably sure it was around before that. But
might not have been because it wasn't like that down south like that. That's what I'm saying. Because before that, yours truly was down there, Yeah. Now, I was a little deeper than you in Greensboro. And Greensboro was looked at as a big city and all that. Winston-Salem, I remember all those cities. We looked at those places like, those big cities. But they were country as hell still. But they were big cities compared to goddamn where I was at. You know what I mean? They had skyscrapers and elevators and shit, Yeah. And escalators. You see that shit where I came from in Bennettsville. You know what I mean? And not just in Beeville, because Beeville is trill, and it's real. You know what I mean? I love Beeville. Beeville had a part of me growing up. But only elevator you saw in Bennettsville was at the goddamn hospital, or the courthouse. That the courthouse didn't even have no elevator, did it? I don't even know. But I don't remember seeing too many places in Bennettsville no elevator. Damn sure it wasn't no escalators nowhere near in that city, nowhere, ever, nowhere. So, I'm just trying to show you how country I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
so, you know what I mean? So this when these people start coming in around the late 70s, early 80s, the Asians.
Yeah.
And Latinos. And that's around the time that after, people got to realize, yes, the memorandum came out around the late 60s, but it takes time for shit to work itself in. They knew within about 10 to 20 years, this shit would have been done worked itself in through all their little sly little grants and money they would be giving them as immigrants to help them along the way. See, because when they brought the Asian people in our community, you got to remember something. Them people ain't coming to our community struggling like us. We remember some of the Puerto Ricans up in New York, you know what I mean? Because they was already deep in New York and LA already during these 60s, you know what I'm saying? So the Puerto Ricans in New York and in Chicago, you know what I mean? And over in LA, the Chicanos in LA, they could tell you about a little struggle. Because they was kind of mixed in with us and they was on the same struggle level as us, kind of like acting like they had some goddamn sense back then. We all felt like brothers and sisters. We all were back then. Like I said, go look at the movie Crooklyn. Everybody knew that one little Puerto Rico, a couple Puerto Ricans on your block or whatever back in the day that, you was cool with. But not so much in the South. Hell no, wasn't no damn Puerto Ricans and no nothing. Ain't no Mexicans back then.
My best friend was an Asian when I was in was in early elementary. Kindergarten to third.
You started seeing Asian.
It was our neighborhood. Yeah, I started going to school. My first friend was an Asian.
You started going to school. You saw Asian.
We stayed in the same apartment complex.
He lived way somewhere else. He didn't live nowhere around y'all.
And he was the only Asian I ever.
And he was the only Asian you ever see. See, so that means they were just starting to come in. See what I'm saying?
The only one.
They were starting to come in. They were starting to fluctuate around America.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You ain't see many, but they were trickling, Yeah. But the point I'm saying, when they brought the Asians in, unlike the Latinos at first, notice the Asians didn't come in on no struggle status like a lot of Latinos did. Only few Latinos came in on, okay, we're going to have a store because the government figured they might be working on the side of them that we can elevate them a little bit more and get them a store. Most Asians came in on some boss level in your neighborhoods, owning stores. Restaurants, cleaners, you know what I mean? The Asians came in your neighborhoods on boss level. They didn't come in your neighborhood struggling beside you like a lot of your Latinos that finally started coming to your neighborhood, especially up in New York back in the day. And the Boricuans infested New York back in the day, and they infested Miami, and infested Chicago. You know what I mean? Where your Latin kings formed up back in the 60s. Yeah, I'm gonna give you niggas some history. Latin kings formed in motherfucking Chicago. And they formed, listen motherfuckers. You know why the Latin kings formed? They formed like every other gang formed, to protect their neighborhood from the racist ass motherfucking police. Beating and is accosting and robbing and stealing and raping the people. That's why the Latin kings formed back in the 60s. And any of you motherfuckers who's Latin want to challenge me, challenge me. If you try to come with some other information, you have to tell them a goddamn lie. Because a true Latin king will tell me, yes, the black God is telling the truth. That's why Latin kings was formed in Chicago, Illinois. It wasn't because they were trying to protect themselves from blacks. Because we always got a job getting along. We all live in the same fucking neighborhoods. Going through the same fucking struggle. That's that bullshit they try to teach you now because they want Latinos to be like this from us. See, they want to make them the new honorary white people. Because they're trying to make a whole new voting base. This is what's going on, y'all. Know what the fuck's going on. Dumbass Latinos fall into that shit. They're going to use you. You the new bitch. See, we blacks are waking up. We divorced that motherfucker, a lot of us. We still got half of us that still keep going back giving pussy, though. But a great deal of us done left that motherfucker. They left out the house. We on our own now. And now, the other half of that nigga, bitch, is you Latinos. And he gonna abuse you all the same way. Yeah, he lifting y'all up now. He gonna give y'all trinkets. But he gonna realize, alright, he doing that same shit because it's like Lyndon B. Johnson said to stop niggas from fucking motherfucking crackers up. Excuse my language, I shouldn't have said crackers. But to stop us from beating up on them white people out here. Lyndon B. Johnson had to sign that civil rights bill. Send James Brown, all them motherfuckers to Boston and shit, try to calm niggas down. You know, they weren't sending James Brown around and other black notorieties around to try to calm us down just because we were burning up our own cities, our own neighborhoods. No, they was sending James Brown around up to Boston because they put a lot of work up in them white people in Boston. Them niggas put working on them white people there in Boston. And they was putting working on white people over there in Chicago. And they was putting work on them white people over there in LA. And the white people up here in DC knew not to come out the goddamn door. You better stay way up in Georgetown, wherever the fuck you was. You know? They knew. So they, you know, even a lot of the South, Memphis and St. Louis, they were putting work on the white people. So Lyndon B. Johnson, they thought about it when they got the memorandum. They said, you know what? With this country talking ass Texas crackers. But anyway, when we signed this civil rights bill, because he called us niggers. I don't see why crackers is such a terrible word when these white folks call us niggas all day long. We signed this civil rights bill, we're gonna have them damn niggers voting for us for the next 50 years. Well, guess what? I'm 50-fucking-7. We signed that bill in '68. I was 4 years old. You're talking 53 fucking years. And you dumbass Negroes is still voting for this abuse. Y'all still bailing out this abusive boyfriend. Every time he beat your ass, he go to jail. Y'all bailing him back out. And then put him back into the big house. Where he treat, now this time the nigga really treat you like a old piece of shit. He treat you like a hat. He brought another bitch in there with him. Bitch faking like she like y'all, but she ain't. She only use blackness when it's convenient and conducive to her. Other than that, she is an Asian American. But you think I'm gonna do something for black people only alone? Oh no! You can't do that, no! Well, she made sure she did for a specific group called Asian Americans and Pacific Asians, Islanders. She made sure she did something for a group called LGBT, EFJ, HIJK, LMOP. She made sure she did something for a group called Asian Americans, gave them a hate crime bill. I'm just recently starting to see Asians getting shot down the street. And guess what? It's from your own racist white people who's doing it mostly. And your honorary racist white people of different nationalities. It's not black people. These little black homeless and mental ill people y'all getting out here, giving them something to go get high and go and do something to Asian people, the piss poor acting. That's not the whole of the black community, and as a whole, the black community has nothing to do with that. While y'all are so focused on all of this shit, they are steady elevating people over you and gonna make you non and void as a citizen in this country. We're already 0.00000.2 as an economic scale in this country compared to other people. Once they get this Asian fast track and this Latino fast track shit, cats that I know that I've been around and worked with over the years, person who is not even documented, when we talk about this, kind of get nervous and I tell them, don't worry about it, it's good, because I ain't that type of brother. But y'all gonna be straight because they gonna fast track that shit. I don't know, man. I don't trust Joe Biden, man. See, I'm gonna tell you something. See, the Latinos, they not worthy like us. They not trustworthy like us. They're not gonna be committed like the Negroes that damn Lyndon B. Johnson told you that when we signed that civil rights bill, we're gonna have them vote for 50 some odd years. And they never done nothing for us. For 53 years, benign neglect. Nothing. And you got some cool niggas that will come and try to bring up some bullshit ass little shit that they basically pacify niggas with. To try to say that was something they done. Like they're trying to make it look like getting this damn poison in your arm is reparations. You all some goddamn fools, man. I'm sorry. Then again, I'm not. Y'all sorry as hell. Y'all some sorry motherfuckers. And all you all who are my mom and them age who done sold us out, shame on you. Because you're going to go see God real soon. A lot of y'all. I don't know if I'm going to be there before you or not, but I know your ass is at the age where you should be seeing them sooner than me. But what you going to tell them when you see them? How you didn't help your people, none. How you worked against your own people. How you sold your people out. See, these are judgments that you got to face the Father with. Y'all keep thinking because, you dumbass Christians out here keep thinking that, because you went and fucked another nigga while you was married, that's a judgment. God ain't studying that shit. That's not, he gonna check you on that shit, but that's not the real shit he's studying you about. He's studying you on shit like bringing burden off of your tongue onto your brother. That's the shit he looking at. How you, instead of grab your brother's hand and pull him about the sand, you push him down into the quicksand more. James Clyburn. Shirley Chisholm. Yes, that's right, Shirley Chisholm. Fuck her too. That bitch ain't doing but usher and lesbianism and gayism. All this gay shit y'all see now, y'all think Shirley Chisholm for that shit. All this feminist shit y'all see now, y'all think that immigrant bitch Shirley Chisholm. That's right. Immigrant. Who ushered in all this gay shit. And I bet you she was one of the people that helped get the psychological, what's the word I'm looking for? The psychological medical industry to rewrite back in 72, because she was in her workings then. I bet you she had a lot to do with getting the psychological industry medical industry to rewrite that for a man to think that he's a woman, for a woman to think that he's a man, to carry on in man and womanly acts is a mental illness and a mental disparity. They rewrote and said it was all right, Up until 72, it was looked like a man going on like that. It was looked at that something mentally was wrong with him, and it still is. When you look at Bruce Jenner on TV pretending to be somebody called Caitlyn, looking like Frankenstein in a wig, it is just hideous. It's almost, it's sacrilegious, blasphemous. And what's sad, and what's even more blasphemous, is that real women who can have babies, who are real women, a lot of you are heterosexual, are ushering and chilling and hoorah hooraying this shit. You are hoorah and hooraying a mentally ill man who wants to dress and look like you with your panties on. A cock that probably dropped much more longer than mine. Wearing dresses, y'all hoorah that shit. For what? For them to go out and get your man? Because, you know, he's not fucking women no more. So what, you heterosexual women, hooray and hoorah? Yeah, I'm all over the place. But it's still part of the memorandum. Because all that was in the memorandum too. Because Shirley Chisholm ushered that shit in her see, the memorandum, we already showed you the memorandum of the slave masters and their reparations. We showed you the memorandum of fucking how Lyndon B. Johnson got them, you know, got y'all dumbasses to be put back behind Latinos and motherfucking goddamn Asians who now want reparations off of your backs, you dumb fucks. Ain't nobody forced none of them sons and daughters of bitches to come over here. You all fled your countries. Reparations is due us because we're the only group of people, and this will make us more unique than anybody, even other black people. We never fled our country. We stay here. We've been fighting since the beginning, before these white people came here, and we're still here fighting. After they brought some of our brothers and sisters over from Africa to come over here and meet their own brothers and sisters who've been here thousands of years before they came, who are known as the native tribes here, that the conquistadors and other scholars wrote about. One guy named William something, I forget his name, another great British scholar wrote about it. Called the people Ethiopian too. Said the tribal system was the same as the tribal system of the people of Ethiopia. So that means there was black people, black tribes. Not no Mongolian, none of that bullshit. Y'all keep on falling for that damn banana in the tailpipe. Leave you bitches right behind. So your third memorandum, I brought you to it, which was Shirley Chisholm. You know, which ushered in all this gay shit. Now remember, that was back in 72 when Shirley Chisholm tried to run for presidency. See, this is just right after all that shit. Look how they do this shit. See, they slick, the government is smooth. They won't let that bitch become no president, black as she was. She was too black. She was all the way black. She was just one remove from Africa over there in the Caribbean. Where did she come from? The Bahamas somewhere, something like that? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but she's from the Caribbean. Shirley Chisholm is from the Caribbean. She is an immigrant. Okay? So they let her ass run for president. You know? How? I don't know. I think, I know why, because she was born in, was she born in this soil? I'm not too sure. But I know she's an immigrant. She wasn't born in this soil. She's an immigrant. Or, if I'm wrong, her parents damn sure was. So, you see, now 72 is not that far removed from 68 now, is it? Let's count. 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Just 4 years past 68. Since that man signed the goddamn immigration bill, the civil rights bill, when that man signed that civil rights bill, saying that he gonna have you dumbass niggers vote for him for the next 50 years, right? And beyond, right? And not gonna give you shit. What they do 4 years right after that? They put a black person in your face and make her run for president. And a lot of you dumbass niggas didn't know what her agenda or what her platform or what she stood for or what she was about. All you saw was a nigga with cat eye glasses on, and she just identified as you, and y'all just went running to the polls trying to vote for her and thinking that something was going to happen, that bitch was going to do something. All on that bitch was undermining you dumb fucks, because she was bringing in the next memorandum, which was ushering in these gay people, and more now. And guess what? Immigrations. See? That was your next memorandum. See, now look, I want you niggas to look at yourselves. Look how many times you done got removed now. You got removed 3 times with the Asians. Well, let's start off with the white people who hate you, first of all. Then got the Asians and Latinos to put them over you. So you got removed 3 times right there. Now you about to get removed 2 times more, 3 times again, because white people are behind. So every time the white people are behind, that's one move again. Huh? And you got this black woman to come up there to bamboozle you, to usher in feminist, homosexuality, and immigrants. Now, what the fuck are we dealing with today, Foundation of Black America? That's the main thing that's fighting against us, that's always going against us. What are we fighting? These alphabet sons of bitches and daughters of bitches who came from a motherfucking human being known as a man and a woman. We're fighting against them. We're fighting against our own black brothers and sisters, immigrants, the Latinos who hate us, immigrants, and the same white supremacist sponsors. All this was ushered in with Shirley Chisholm. You see how these memorandums are passed down, and notice who keep getting pushed back to the back. Notice who notice. Do you see Latinos getting pushed to the back? Do you see Native Africans getting pushed to the back? They elevate some of them over you. They bring the coon class Native Africans over here from Africa. They don't bring like-minded people like the Malimas over here. See, a person like Malima, he's a threat. They probably don't want him in America. He's probably, I bet you places like, if they ban Tariq Nasheed from goddamn UK, I bet you Malima ain't allowed over there. I bet you probably ain't allowed in America. But don't worry, Malima. Foundation of Black Americans, we got your back. We ride with you. Us third eye open Foundation of Black Americans, don't matter what our religion is, like Mia Rasta and other people, whatever, we ride with you. Unlike a lot of your old coon ass brothers and sisters over there in Africa that won't ride with you, no matter where they come from. Over there. Dumbass South Africa over there. Xenophobia, beating up on Nigerians because them niggas over there hustling. Don't get mad at them brothers hustling. Get your hustle right, nigga. Y'all make it bad for Malima with that dumb shit. That's your brother. I don't give a fuck if he's from Nigeria or Cameroon. That's your brother, dumbass. That's a whole nother subject. The point is we ride with Malima. And the point is they don't bring these type of people to America. They bring the coon set. They bring the ones that get to talk from their parents when they come over here. Y'all who get to talk. When you go to America, do not give me the Akata. The Akata in the black neighborhood is no good. Don't you give with the Akata. Give with a good white man. Give with a good white woman. Somebody who's established. Can get you in the government into corporate America. Somebody who can do something for you. Mess with Akata will hold you back. No one in the world likes Akata. Even his own people don't like Akata. So when you go to America, give it a good white man and a good white woman. But tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Y'all motherfuckers get that talk. Am I lying, D? Let the people hear you, D. Am I lying, man? And y'all come over here and want to be amongst us. And you come over here to help infiltrate and try to hold us back. You know what I mean? This music you hear in the background, we don't own the rights to none of this music you've been hearing either. That we've been rapping and talking, you know what I mean? We don't own the rights of it, okay? But at the same time, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Hey, let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it 100. The world is against Black America. The world is against the foundational black man. I'm gonna bring up my summation like this. You know, this is how we're gonna bring up our summation. You know, this is our closing arguments. As a black man in America, this is our closing arguments here. And you black people should listen very well, because it's detrimental. Your life is dependent on it, you dumb fucks. The whole world is against us, man.
Yeah. What's new? What is new?
The whole world. Like my man D said, what's new? Ain't nothing new. It's been going on subliminally for a long time, but now they're out. All you gotta do is Google Asians. Go to TikTok and go to a lot of these little sites and look how these Asians talking greasy about us. The Asians doing blackface more than anybody. They want to walk around you like everything is all good. Y'all niggas better start getting in trouble and arm up. Start going to the gun shops, buying up all the guns. Get ready, man. It's going to be a war. I don't want to see it no more than you. But it's going to be one. Because you cannot keep kicking a dog in the corner. We are the dog. We're that bitch, remember? We that bitch. That abusive bitch. So, that's a dog. And they're kicking us in the corner. Fuck y'all think gonna happen? Yeah, y'all might annihilate us. But a whole lot of y'all gonna get wiped the fuck out too. It's gonna be worth it. When you go to look around and see if Tommy's there and he's not, and Becky then got shot up, and where's Jennifer? Oh! John! John! And we're gonna be yelling the same thing. Raheem, oh my God! That's what it's gonna come down to, B. Fuck it. Keep on with that bullshit. This has been another edition of Black Issues. As you can see, we got a lot of motherfuckers. And I'm your most humble and shoot from the hips, your black Yosemite Sam host, Shaka Ben Judah. I want to thank my brother D for having me over his house this evening. And I appreciate him letting me sit back and, kick it with y'all. Cause we was talking all this talking. We didn't want to waste all this good conversation, you know what I mean? And I had to go back and then set up my table and get my lights on me and try to figure out, all the shit I was saying, man. It was just regurgitating so well. I had to just go ahead and say, fuck it, man, stop. Let's just do the post now. I didn't like my spliff, I think I did that in consciousness. But I damn sure have it in my hand. It's gonna get lit. In His Majesty's name, Jah Rastafari, Selassie I the First. Until the next time, y'all. Be safe. Black first.